need to have an elite quarterback. You need to be special at quarterback in some aspect. Right? Kansas City got to the playoffs a bunch with Alex Smith. Doesn't matter. You got to be dynamic. They go out and get Patrick Mahomes. Tyrod Taylor led the Bills to the playoffs. Doesn't matter. You got to be dynamic at quarterback. Josh Allen. Look at the winners from this weekend. Let's just look at the winners from a couple of the key games, right? Tua and Josh Allen, Buffalo, Miami. Tua was very, very good for 2.5 to 3 quarters. For most of the game, he was very good. Played really well. What happened like midway through the third there into the fourth quarter? Oh, I don't know, like a blizzard. He couldn't compete. He looked completely outclassed. Josh Allen, on the other hand, he just put on a cape and led his team to victory. Put on a cape. It wasn't even fair. How about Dak Prescott? He was fine for like the first half of the game. He was good. Trevor was good for the first half too. Second half, Dak has 2 picks. One goes the other way to completely lose the game for them. Trevor finishes with 4 touchdowns, a couple unreal throws down the stretch. Looked like a significantly better quarterback. How about Houston? They led actually most of the game on Sunday versus the Chiefs. Good defense, solid running attack, had a good game plan. Could not stop Mahomes. Couldn't stop Mahomes. 28 for 28 throwing to his top 3 targets, McKinnon, Kelsey, and Juju Smith-Schuster. 87% completion percentage. Completed 20 straight throws down the stretch. How about Philly? They had a tough game. They went 25-20, kind of a slugfest. Hurts has 2 picks. But when it matters most, with a sprained shoulder, massive throw to A.J. Brown on the sideline. Massive throw. That's a big-time play. Not to mention he added 3 rushing touchdowns on top of it. How about Burrow? Down 14.5. Little to no hope. No run game. No run game whatsoever. They had like 40 total yards on the ground. He just throws 4 second-half touchdowns and just completely ruins the Buccaneers. Okay. How about Herbert? Looked off all day long. When greatness was required, he dialed up a 45-yard seed to Mike Williams to set up the game-winning kick. You have to be special at this position. It's a must now. It's not a, if we surround this B-plus quarterback. Nope. You have to be A at quarterback to be able to actually be taken seriously as a Super Bowl team, period. Ask yourself, are there any teams right now with a not top 7 quarterback that you actually, in your heart of hearts, think can win? Like Minnesota, according to like standings, we're talking record, is a top 7 team. Do we actually think they can win? No, because it's Kirk Cousins, and I like Minnesota, and I like Kirk Cousins. People have been talking, the Raiders, this is their year. Then before the year, that's what they said, right? This is their year. I said, well, I mean, I like Derek Carr, but they're not talented enough around Derek Carr to do that. And the Cowboys, right? They're a top 7 team according to the stats and stuff like that. Do we actually think that? Can we take them seriously as a Super Bowl team? No, because it's Dak, and Dak's a fine quarterback, but he's not that level. He's not that level of special, right? Who's in the Super Bowl bubble right now? I don't know. Actually, San Francisco is the only one that doesn't have an elite quarterback, but that's the best roster maybe assembled in the last 5 or 6 years. So San Francisco, outlier. But then you got Kansas City, Mahomes, Buffalo, Josh Allen. I would put Cincinnati in that with Burrow. I'm not sure Super Bowl-wise with the Chargers how viable they are, but I'll tell you what. If that's the 7 seed, that's a tough day to be a 2 seed. That is not the matchup you want. That is not the matchup you want first round. So you can try to sell the room on Kirk or Dak, or you get to keep trying to sell me on Daniel Jones. That is or Tua, right? This is what you need to be an elite team in the NFL. If you're chasing mediocre, like Houston right now, would it hurt you to get Derek Carr for 2 years? Would it hurt you to get Baker for 2 years to become relevant? No. But if you're actually truly chasing a championship, you have to be special at the most important position, quarterback.
100% agree. 100% agree. So the thing is, and kind of the way that we pick games a lot of the times, especially when we get late in the season, especially when we get to the playoffs and games start to matter and the experience starts to matter, you pick the better quarterback. Picking the better quarterback, nine times out of 10, you're going to pick the right winner of the game.
Right.
So if these teams have any hopes of going anywhere, you need to have the right guy at the most important position. You obviously need other things to go right as well, but that's number one. You have to have that stapled down. Like, do you think the Kansas City Chiefs have all the success they've had recently if they don't have Mahomes?
No.
Probably not.
No.
They would have been the same mediocre team that they were.
So go look. This is the playoff picture right now. In the AFC, you have the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Titans, the Ravens, the Chargers, the Dolphins. So that's Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Lamar will probably be back, so that's 5. That is 5 of the top 10 most talented quarterbacks. You could argue Lamar on is he one of the best quarterbacks when it comes to productivity, availability, staying healthy, right? You can argue that. Talent-wise, though, top 10 quarterback, it's not even close.
Yeah.
And it gets even better because the Jags are only a game back of the Titans and are playing great football. My guess is they overtake them for the division, so they'll be the 4 seed. So now you have Trevor Lawrence, who is also a top 10 talent in football. And that's just in the AFC. That's just the AFC. Now, granted, the NFC quarterbacks are awful, right? Jalen Hurts, because you got the Eagles at 1, Vikings at 2, 49ers at 3, Bucks at 4, Cowboys at 5, Giants at 6, Commanders at 7. I don't think any of them, except for Jalen Hurts, is a top 10 talent quarterback. I don't. Yeah. I don't. The AFC's loaded. NFC, not as much. But my point is, if you want to be special, that's what it takes.
If you want to be in that Super Bowl bubble, you have to have a special guy quarterback. That's
what it takes. I mean, we're looking at a Super Bowl bubble right now. What? So who? I mean, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and I would say the Eagles are the 4 right there that I actually can see winning the championship and not be floored. I would say slightly on the outside is the 49ers, because if Brock Purdy has to go on the road, don't love it.
Especially in the playoffs. So, another NFC team, if he has to go on the road and play Tom Brady in the playoffs, I don't love that matchup. I
wouldn't even mind that. What if he has to go on the road to Philly?
I don't like that.
Hate that.
He's going to get mucked.
Right. I agree. But that's what the NFL is nowadays. You got to be special at quarterback, point blank.